So yeah, essentially humanity has been worshiping the cosmos, the planets and the stars for fucking eons and eons, even before Atlantis. And it makes sense because they are the nodes. They are God's nodes, the logos. They're what's putting off the energy and the consciousness of God and playing the music, the music of the Ainur, the music of the spheres. So of course you want to track them and be careful with worshiping them, because once you put your attention on them like a standing wave, you amplify their energy. That's why the powers that be have chosen Saturn to create the matrix, because it has to do with law, banking, control structures. So of course, if you wanted to use black magic and harness the powers of astrology, you'd get humanity to unconsciously worship Saturn, especially their unconscious, because the unconscious is so much more powerful. That's the intention. So you got your attention, masculine, intention, feminine, attention, masculine, mind, intention, feminine, feeling or heart, intuition. So they're utilizing the subconscious. But of course, it doesn't make Saturn evil. Saturn is not an evil planet. It's just part of the soul system. So, when Ra says that their seat is the throne of Saturn. In occult wisdom, the thrones is like a tier of angelic beings, like that are above archangels. So, just because Saturn is being utilized as like a tool for enslavement doesn't mean that it's evil. It's essentially like the root chakra of the solar system, and the sun would be the crown chakra, if I'm not mistaken. So, is your root chakra evil? No, of course not. If you dwell in it and stagnate in it and are overwhelmed by its energies and persist in its energies, then yes, it can become deleterious and entropic and be harmful, and then thereby becoming evil. But I believe that in the soul system, there are spiritual beings existing within the interdimensional planes of the planets. So the planets, if you like drop a pebble in the water or whatever, it puts off the ripples. So all the planets are putting off these ripples of electromagnetic full spectrum energy, right? Well, there's beings that have consciousness of various spiritual hierarchies existing within these energy fields, okay? And on the earth, how we have the astral plane. So you got your physical form of 3D, which is like a footprint, but then you have in various levels of density, like atmospheres wrapping around the planetary bodies too. And not just Earth, Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, So Rob said that in the Law of One, his lineage came in their human form. They incarnated on Venus. So they could have been in a fourth density, ultraviolet spectrum. They didn't necessarily have to be in 3D. So maybe I think they ascended into like a watcher kind of role for humanity in the soul system, and then they worked with the thrones of Saturn. So he also mentioned that he came post-Atlantean and helped with like the pyramids in Egypt and stuff. So I think that specific entity and that collective consciousness is karmically tied to Earth. And if they work with the throne of Saturn, that doesn't make them evil. So you just got to look at it like a school, and like energy and like consciousness. Okay, there's just various degrees of initiation and density. So yeah, someone asked me what my thoughts on Saturn and how it's being used like an evil control structure. Does that make it evil? Raw. You just got to really look at the fruits that things give to you, and you'll get your answer. So it's through suffering that we get the wisdom and therefore the ascension. Okay, so if you want a full school, you got to learn about the light and the dark. So every planet plays their part, really. I'm going to read to you an excerpt from a Rudolf Steiner lecture when I get back home after this video. But no, none of the planets are evil. It's really what it's all about is just humanity's souls and consciousness level. So whether we're going to be ascended into the next level or not, fourth, fifth, sixth density, and a lot of souls Probably you guys, whoever's listening to this, are already ascended. You essentially just descended to come down here and play a part in this great awakening and spur Kundalini awakenings into other people. I think I have bugs attacking me. There's like mosquitoes attacking me right now. But anyway, I'm excited. I'm finally teaching people light body activation, which is my life purpose and mission. And I've been having a lot of attacks and negative shit happen in the astral realm and out of body. And I knew this. I mean, there's a couple reasons, but a big reason is because my lower chakras were suffering because I wasn't fulfilling my mission purpose. I was stuck in stagnation. You know what I mean? So the energy wasn't able to flow through my torus from the ground up into my, my crown and to raise my vibration. So it can be very dangerous, deleterious to activate your light body when you're ungrounded and the energy isn't able to flow properly through all the channels and nadis and energy centers and plasma cones. You can literally blast off into a lower dimension and be susceptible to attacks too. But I know for a fucking fact that even if you're vibing all high, you can still become a target because you're actually making a difference. Just look at, and to make a difference, what do you got to do? You got to dip into the darkness, right? To help pull people out. Look at Martin Luther King, look at John F. Kennedy, look at John Lennon, and so many others. For example, how many people they changed consciousness and helped, and the evil took them out, Does that mean that they were vibing low and it's their fault? They enabled the demonic attacks, so they deserved it? No. They made a conscious choice to dip into the darkness, to pull others out, and to find the wisdom therein. So the greatest wisdom can be found in the dark. And a lot of people in the spiritual community don't understand that. We don't ignore the darkness. We bring it to light. Oh man, it's beautiful. But so that's what I mean when I say dark worker or light worker or whatever. I don't really like names and labels either, and I'm sure you guys don't, but sometimes you need them to analyze things properly. And so it's all about balance, right? But it's okay to be polarized in a specific energy for a specific outcome. So it's okay to dip into the dark once in a while, You can't have the beauty without the ugly, You can't have the joy without the pain. But one of the reasons why I find everything so incredibly fucking beautiful is because I found everything so incredibly fucking disgusting for so long, my entire life. Until I almost died and was resurrected. Like our beautiful sun over there, which is resurrected every year. Woo! Some kind of a snake creature in here. I got my fucking bear spray just in case. Whatever that is, it has 4 legs. Oh man. You guys just want to stay with me? Here, come with me. It's like 7 p.m. Pacific time on a fucking Sunday evening. I'm gonna go get some din after this. And I got a couple clients to work with this week. I think I'm gonna not go back to work at my cannabis job this week. Well, I might, but I'm just on my mission purpose right now. You feel me? Stay grounded, stay up. Remember, there's fucking beauty in the darkness. And that's how I found myself, was through the fucking narcotics and the suicide and the fucking pain, the death, the decay. That's how I remembered my power and my godhood and had my Kundalini awakening, my photon wave, my scalar wave that rose up my spine, activated my pineal, imploded my torus field. I'm going to make a video next on... I'm gonna deep dive into my Kundalini awakening, what happened, because I haven't done that. And people ask me all the time, they want like a beginner's guide. And I don't really have one. So I want to put it in simple English terms for anyone to be able to understand. Anybody. I'm not one of these people that's going to show you a bunch of occult and mystical diagrams from like fucking Kabbalah and fucking all this crazy mathematics and sacred geometric no. What does any of that even really matter? You know what I mean? So I don't need all that sparkle. You know, I'm going to be the no bullshit spiritual mentor and really teach you how to activate your light body and your kundalini energy if you want, you know. And I'm going to tell you straight up the downsides too. This is not all love, light, namaste, bro. This is like, can be dangerous as fuck. But I'm assuming if you're sane enough to listen to me this far, then I think you're fucking ready. Because if you weren't, you would have thought me a fucking schizophrenic psycho a long time ago. Look at this. Look at these beautiful crown chakras. These centripetal fruits coming off. Anyway, I love you all so much. I just get so fucking charged out here. And I have my conductive fractal shoes on too. That ex-girlfriend gave me. Hope you're well, Lisa. Yeah. Stay up, baby.